Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a very interesting show for you. Yep, things are getting pretty wild up there in the Big Ten. The coaches are absolutely furious with Harbaugh, and they want him punished now. Yeah, they even had a Zoom call, and all of them were on the Zoom call, so we're going to talk about that. But the Big Ten coaches are ill right now. I mean, they are furious.
Our pets' heads are falling off!
And this is on ESPN. It says Big Ten coaches urge action versus Michigan in call. And this is Pete Thamel. So you know this is some real stuff here. It says a vast majority of the Big Ten coaches expressed their frustrations with the ongoing signal stealing investigation of Michigan in a video call with Commissioner Tony Petitti. Sources told ESPN said the call, which took 90 minutes, included nearly 1 hour without Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh, who hung up after the regularly scheduled Big Ten business to allow conference coaches to speak freely about the investigation into Michigan. It says, according to 5 sources, so good grief, that are familiar with the call, a chorus of voices encouraged Petitti to take action in a call that was described as both intense and emotional. It says the coaches collectively want the Big Ten to act right now. And a source familiar with the call said, what are we waiting on? We know what happened.
What are we waiting for? Take this!
So yeah, they're ready to go. They're fired up, and they're madder than a wet hornet. And what it is, they feel very, very cheated and victimized. And I can see them getting emotional about the kids because those coaches, look, they know how hard those kids play and how hard they practice. And for them to be cheated out of an opportunity to win a Big Ten championship, or just think about what this did to the psyche of other teams. Michigan has pulverized teams for the last 2 years. You know, they're beating teams by 3 and 4 and 5 touchdowns and just destroying them. And what that does to the psyche of a team, to the coaches, they're like, nothing we do works. What's happening? They had their signals. They had their signals. And I'm going to show you some more stuff on that. But needless to say, these coaches, you know, they're demanding something be done about this dude. And look, this guy has not made a lot of friends in his life. He is very coarse and abrasive. And on top of that, you've got a commissioner up there, the Big Ten guy, who has just dealt with him on the suspension that he got from the NCAA over Burgergate. So he's already probably a little bit tired of him, even though Petitti's actually new there. Now, the coaches that were on the call said they used words like tainted, fraudulent, unprecedented on the call to describe Michigan's signal stealing scheme. Much of the call was coaches explaining to Petitti both how it worked and how it impacted them and their programs. In-person opponent scouting using electronic equipment to steal signals. Of course, it's all prohibited. And the Wolverines, and in the last 3 years, Stallions, since he's been there, has been 33-3, 22-1 in Big Ten play. And prior, they were 21-11, 16-8. So they've gone from 69% winning percentage to 91%. You talking about a jump. Stallions is a heck of an advisor, isn't he? What an analyst. I mean, he can just really help you.
I'm sorry, winning. You starting to get the concept now? Oops, winning.
One of the people said people don't understand the seriousness of it, how it truly impacted the game plan. To know if it's a run or pass, people don't understand how much of an advantage that was for Michigan. It's a huge advantage. There was anger interceded between the calls. Every game they play is tainted. I mean, they're just super angry. Another source said, I don't think the Big Ten understood how upset everyone was. The tenor of the call was asking the Big Ten to show leadership, the conference, and the presidents. An unprecedented violation of the rules would require unprecedented action from the Big Ten. I mean, they're out for blood. I'm just telling you, those coaches are literally out for blood.
You called down the thunder, well, now you got it.
There's so many people out there thinking, oh, it's not that big a deal. It's a big deal. You know, this is their lives. And these players that are 18 to 22 years old, you know, they live and breathe this stuff, and they feel very victimized and very cheated. And also, we've got some additional news on the on Connor Stallions. If you'll look, and I'm going to get this really big for you. If you'll see right here, do you see this blue light? That's clearly a blue light coming out of those sunglasses. That's one of those type of devices that records. So those sunglasses that he needed to wear at night, guess what? That was his recording device. I mean, you talking about taking it to the next level. This guy is James Bond, dude. I'm telling you, he has gone to the next level. And in this picture right here, you can see he's right in the defensive coordinator's ear. And at this play, when he's speaking to him, he's saying, run right. And that's exactly what happened on the play. So this guy was definitely telling the coordinators what to do. So you can't sit here and tell me that they didn't know what was going on. How does this guy magically know it's a run right? I mean, I'm sorry, there's no other way other than stealing the signs. And those coordinators, they're not stupid. And to sit here and tell me Jim Harbaugh had no idea, the guy that's telling both coordinators what to do and what the play is that's coming at him, no, I'm sorry. I'm not buying that for even a second. So needless to say, the Big Ten's going to have to do something very, very soon. Now, my understanding is Petitti can actually suspend a team for up to 2 games on his own. If they were to make it to the Big Ten championship game, he might suspend them for that. Who knows what's going to happen, but the amount of pressure that he is under from these coaches has got to be intense.
Oh, man, that is way too much pressure.
I can't even imagine it because they're furious. You know, they're yelling and screaming according to the Zoom call sources. And imagine what they're telling the presidents. So something's going to give on this. I don't think there's any question. And I don't see how they can possibly allow them to play in the Big Ten championship game if they happen to make it to it or to into the college football playoff. But who knows how this is going to play out. You know, understand these are also coaches that can't stand Jim Harbaugh. So there's a lot of animosity there on top of everything else. This is going to be a soap opera.
And now for the next 30 minutes, as the world turns.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a soap opera for the next probably 30, 60 days. And every day we're going to get another layer peeled. And that's been that way for a week. And I told y'all a little over a week ago, I said this thing is going to be huge and it's just getting started. And we don't even know about all the FBI stuff and all that's going on. It's going to be quite the adventure to see what all happens with Michigan and all of this stuff. And that Ohio State game, you talking about a big game. Oh, my gosh. And the Penn State game. Those 2 teams are sitting up there, and they're just like,
I got some more for you. Get up. I got a lot of more. Come on. There we go.
Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover my Vols, which is my team. Of course, Michigan. And one of the reasons that I'm covering this is because I have a theory that Michigan gave our signals to South Carolina. Now, I cannot prove that, but I've gone through all the circumstantial evidence that leads to it. And there's a lot of people that think that too. So Michigan was not only helping themselves, they were helping teams that could take down playoff contenders.
How dare you?
Last year in 2022. And they were probably going to do that this year too. So this interests me a great deal. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover the NCAA, college, sports, and all that good stuff. If you've not subscribed, it's on your right, my left. Just hit that little button. It'll help you get my videos. Just makes it a lot easier. Doesn't cost you a penny. And right over here's the most recent video that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay. And I'm going to keep up with this stuff for you.